Okay, so now we would be discussing customer support 101, this one, and I'll be also attaching all of the information that we discussed now on this card. So mainly, why do we need it? It's because we need good reviews and good feedback. So Amazon actually track product reviews, which is this is what you would see here. Practically, customers buying the product and leaving reviews to them. And also Amazon tracks seller feedback. So there's two kind of feedback. One is a feedback on the review on the product, and another is a feedback on the seller. It's advantageous to actually score high for both of them. The problem though is that customers are not naturally inclined to leave feedback or review unless they really hate the product. Mostly if they really hate the product, or if they really like it, right? Uh, so what you would want to happen is to push customers who just moderately like the product to still leave product reviews or feedback so that you can nudge your rankings up, because at the end of the day, this is really what would protect your products from competitors. If someone is competing with you with, just say for example, 50 reviews, or say for example 3.5 stars, then even if you're more expensive, people will buy your product, right? So how do we do that? How do we entice customers to leave product review? Feedback is not something that we care mostly at this point, because we mostly sell private label items, and we don't really compete with other sellers on the listing. Uh, Still, it's good to monitor, but what we really want to focus on now is product review. So how do we do this? Well, we do this mainly by sending them emails. So we use this software called Feedback Wiz, and what it practically help us do is that every time a customer orders something from us, we send them a message asking them first whether the product has been delivered properly so that we can help them out. If not, second, if they have any issues with the product, so that if they do, we can also help them out if they do. And then the third email would be sending a request for product review. And all of those are done automatically. So practically, this is connected to the Amazon account, and when an order comes in, it immediately gets pipelined into the email queue. So if you can see, for example, for the past month, we actually did send around, there are about 5,000 orders, and we sent a total of about 16,000 emails overall. Okay, and what are those emails? Well, those emails are the ones we set up. So these are the campaigns that we set up, and practically we sent. This is not clean, but practically we sent this as a first email, delivery confirmation, sent out immediately after the delivery has been confirmed as received. Next is improperly named review request one. This is where we ask them if there's anything wrong with the product, but we recently changed it such that we're not asking a review for this email. We just want to ask if there's anything wrong and if there's anything we can help them with. And the last one is review request two. This is where we actually ask for feedback. Okay, and how do they look like? This is the delivery request email. Okay, just informing them that we received feedback from Amazon that it has already been delivered. We added an image here to uh, to let them remember quickly what they did purchase, and also because this has been tested, we've tested this actually improved conversion rate, specifically this improved reply rate. Okay, so this is the first email. The second email is where we ask them whether there's something wrong with the product. If there's something wrong with the product, there's that product review request one, I think it is. Okay. Yeah. Initially, we had a feed product review request here, before this statement, but we did remove it because after tracking the emails for a couple of months, we seen that most of our negative product reviews actually come from this email, meaning that instead of replying to us so that we can help them resolve the problem, what they do is they just leave a bad product review immediately. And the last one is product review request 2. This one. So this is really the bread and the butter here. This is where we ask them to leave a product review. And also this is something that has been tested that increases the conversion rate. So practically all they have to do is click this link and they will be forwarded to Amazon's email asking them to Amazon's website where they can leave a product review for us. Okay, so this is the software that automatically sends the email out. And like I mentioned, on a specific month, you can expect the system to send out about 15,000 emails. Now, the most important thing here is that a lot of those customers, especially for emails 1 and 2, actually replies. For email 1, it's because they haven't received their product yet, or for email 2, it's because they had a problem or an issue with the product. So those emails need to be replied on a quick basis, not only because it would help us in terms of it would help our customers in terms of service, and also for us in terms of the review, but also because Amazon actually do require all emails that the customer sent to be replied to within 1 day. So like I mentioned, one of the advantages is that actually a lot of our customers actually enjoys the service that we give them. So in a sense, that's the reason on why you have this kind of review where you say that the customer service is great, because not only do we proactively try to solve their problem, but we reply quickly. But secondarily, it's because Amazon actually tracks emails that you haven't replied to for within the 24-hour period and gives you this sign, right? So in a sense, what Amazon actually requires that all emails sent should be replied to within 1 day. So where does it come in? It comes in directly to the email connected to your Amazon account. So when the customer sends a reply, so for example, this is you see these are the subject lines of the emails that we sent. Then you can just reply directly here, and then Amazon would immediately send the information directly to the customers. Okay, so we would be going through all of this email today just to give you an idea of how do we reply, what are the things to watch out for, and the entire process as a whole. So let's start with this one. Okay. So as you can see, this is actually email 1 asking them if they have received the product properly. Now, for most of your emails, it would actually be, for most emails that you need to reply on, it would actually be because of this first template. So I'm thinking of increasing the number of days in delay before the first email is delivered, but maybe that is something we can optimize on for the future. Okay, so when you want to reply to an email, you don't have to go through Amazon. All you have to do is reply directly here. There are a couple of things to watch out for, though. If you can see here, it's not actually the customer's email directly. What we're doing here is we are emailing them through the Amazon Marketplace. Now, the reason here is that Amazon forbade you from contacting the customers directly. They view it as their customers, and we are just a seller in their platform. But at the end of the day, all support should happen to them. In fact, Amazon is very, very strict on this. You can actually get your account suspended if you actively try to have the customers reach out to you directly. So better not have any of those things be available in any of your replies. So no outside link, no link to our website. Don't tell them what our personal email addresses or what our personal numbers are. And then anything that would bring the customer outside of the Amazon platform, consider it as something that we shouldn't do. Okay. So for this email, this is very common. And then because of this, we actually have a template for it already. So I call it the non-delivery template. And for this, what you just have to do is change the name Kathy. Okay. So in essence, what we do here is that telling them, empathizing with them that the issue is bad and that Amazon, it does happen every now and then, even though how reliable Amazon is. One specific thing that we explain to them, and most customers actually don't know, is that we don't deliver the product ourselves. It's Amazon that delivers the product for them, for us, right? So in a sense, the delivery issue is really outside of our control. And actually, to resolve this, Amazon does require for the customers themselves to contact them through the platform. So this is the reason why we have this. To resolve this, you have to reach out to them to your account, and we give them a step-by-step procedure on the process to help them out on what to do. Okay. So for these kind of emails, it's actually quite fast. Afterwards, you just have to click send and then archive it. For some customers though, every now and then you have some customers though that doesn't really know how to go around and cannot resolve it themselves. Now, for those cases, since there are very few, what we do is we refund them ourselves. So we're not able to take them back from Amazon. But in a sense, that's a price we pay for good customer service, right? So very few cases, although it's very few cases lang naman. But if you see the need of having to do that, just contact me. Most of the time, that would be approved. But just so that I can also monitor how often this happens, just contact me. If you feel the need for the customers to either be refunded or to be sent a new product, on any cases. Okay. So this is an example of an email that stemmed out from a complaint. So this was actually from 4 days ago. You see, we asked them if there's anything wrong, and the issue is that it wouldn't stick to the bottle at all. Okay, so there's a problem with the product sticking to the bottle. Okay, and then the customer replied. So this is our reply. So you see, for most of this issue, this is where actually the work comes in. It doesn't happen often that the customer replies with bad feedback, but when they do, this is really where we have to put in the time to customize our reply, ask the questions that we need to ask, and try to solve this as fast as possible. Most of the time, the format is one. Of course, first you apologize to them. It's never the customer's fault. And then two, you try to find information that might help you resolve the problem to them, or at least more information that would allow us to feedback the issues back to manufacturing or our product team, right? And then lastly, for most of this, you actually offer either a full refund or a replacement as a token of appreciation for the feedback, right? A lot of them would reply. So this is the reply now for this customer. She said that since she's using it for the Hydro Flask, she wants a replacement. So for these kind of issues, you have to go to the Amazon account, okay, to issue either a refund or a replacement. If you want to issue a refund, it's as easy as going to orders, searching for the order ID, okay, and then clicking refund order here, right? So after that, all you have to do is say, oh, fund full amount, and then submit refund, and then afterwards the amount will be refunded already for this customer, right? But for this specific case, what he wants or she wants is a replacement. So the process is not as straightforward. First, you'd have to go and find that specific product. So that specific product is, copy this ASIN, go to inventory, find that, search. Oh, where am I? Amazon.com. We need the ASIN. So just search for the name, that would be faster. Yes, oh, unfortunately, we are out of stock. So I guess for this one, we don't have a choice but to send a refund. So what we're doing here, ganito na lang, we'll tell her that we're out of stock. Because if this is not out of stock, all you have to do is, so that's the reason why it's not appearing here. All you have to do is, for example, click here, create fulfillment order, and then put in the customer's information here. Her full name, address, city, region, postal code, country, which you can actually get from her previous order. And then on the customer email address, just put our customer support email, because like I said, we couldn't really ask for the customer's email directly in Amazon, right? So we'll just put our own so that we can notify them whether the shipment has arrived already, if whether any problem. And then after we've sent we'll screenshot the message. For example, screenshot the message that we've actually sent the replacement sticker already, and then attach it here as a message, right? So usually that's what we do for replacement. But for this case, since we couldn't send them on the replacement, what we have to tell her is that we would need to issue her a refund. So telling her that it's out of stock, and then telling her, if you want a replacement, I can do so with any of our other designs. If you please go through our profile and pick which specific product you want, and we will send you a replacement immediately. Or I can just issue you a full refund. Please tell me which your preference. That's better. Thanks, Joe. So this is our reply for this one, since we need her approval again on which is which. Okay, so we sent that, and then archive. So one of the things pala that we do every time we receive a negative feedback for the secondary email, every time you receive a negative feedback for the second email, right? Go to email queue. Say for example here in the email queue, and then find that specific the other emails that we need to send that customer. Yeah, there should that I know there. Unfortunately, this platform doesn't have a system to manually track the order number one by one. So unfortunately, you'd have to really do search here. And what we practically want to happen is that if once we see that order, we remove the request for feedback for that. So as specifically, we remove review request 2. Because what we don't want to happen is that we already know that the product, the customer probably won't have a good opinion of the product. So just to preempt them giving us a bad feedback or bad review, then we have to go through here and actually remove the queued email request to email that would be sent to them. Okay, so this is actually what we did for this customer. Okay. So going back here into our queue, I'll archive this. So Darby, no, I did not receive this item. So as I mentioned, this is quite fast. Reply, there's a shortcut key for reply, which is I don't know. Anyway, canned response, non-delivery, what's her first name, Darby, change, and then send. Archive. Next, Yvonne. I received the stickers. Not satisfied with this item. Okay. So I guess, yeah. So this is, like I said, another email that told that they're not satisfied. So what we do is we replied here, hi Yvonne. Yeah, usually, like I mentioned earlier, we would usually offer an offer a replacement or a refund immediately in the email. But for this one, because she didn't really say what issues she is having with the product, uh, then might as well get that information first before offering that the replacement or refund. Most of the time, it's maybe because they think that the product is too small or too expensive for them. Uh, in that case, go back to our previous template of apologizing and offering a refund or replacement. Probably in this case, a refund. But we would be going through the process of actually finding this and making sure that she is out of queue so that the product review wouldn't go bad. This is in what marketplace? Amazon.com. Okay, that's good. So, find face. Nope. Wala. There you go. From queue. And then usually there are two emails. So let's find further. I guess the first review email already has been sent, unfortunately. Okay. Anyway, we replied, send. Did receive them, they're lovely, thank you very much, and helping out, have a happy new year. Okay, for this one, it's really good feedback and good review for them. So, this is one. Sticker orders. For this one, just reply, glad, the standard reply, glad to hear it, I'm happy you like them. In a way, this fulfills Amazon's requirement that all emails should be replied to. And then secondarily, this kind of interaction would allow us to build rapport to the customer. One of the things kasi we can do for this kind of email moving forward is actually ask them for product product demographic details that we can use for support or for usability or whatnot, right? Asking them why they bought the product, practical service, who they bought it for, what they like about it, what they hate about it, what and a lot of things along that line, which we can actually use in the future to optimize a lot of things about our product, our campaigns, or our processes, right? So in a sense, there might even be value of storing emails, this kind of emails where the customers actually like the product into a repository, or even sending out a reply to this email where we start asking them small questions, asking them to tell us what they do, what they like and dislike. Initially, we have that done automatically, but Amazon changed its policy such that we couldn't monitor which customer left a positive or negative review. Previously, when they left a positive review, positive product review, where's that template? Positive product review. We sent them this. I've seen If it's not too much, I would like to understand. Can tell me more. So maybe for this one, we can put that as part of the process. We'll send that to this customer, and then any replies would be. Then this is something we would store for future reference that we can use for product improvement and whatnot, right? Okay, that's good. And so now, a lot of times you'll be receiving these kind of emails, which are standard email replies. These are customers that uses their office emails to buy the products, and when they are in a vacation or a personal time off, we receive this from them where they telling them that they are on a personal time off and they couldn't reply. So for these kind of emails, all you have to do is click no response needed. This is telling Amazon that practically these email we shouldn't be replied to. There's no response for this, and they would cut it off in their uh, monitoring system. Like I mentioned, they do monitor emails that are about the 24-hour deadlines here, right? So they would cut that off. Okay, and then no response needed, and then archive. Okay, Brett Organ. Yes, my daughter ordered them and they came super fast. And thank you. We'll leave 5 stars. Oh, so this one actually actually like the product. So this is similar to the one earlier where they like the product. And these are good information so that we would actually need to archive or to store. So she actually bought it for her daughter, right? So in a sense, for this product line, the customers are buying it for their kids. So we'll try this again. I'll try sending this again. Hopefully they don't count it as spam. And then we'll customize it to fit the narrative better. Okay, and then send this to them. Brian Tanner. We have not received this. Megan. Okay, so this is someone using another person's Amazon account. So, hello, Megan. Send archive. Darren. Yes, we have received them. Thank you. Okay. Hey, thanks for letting me know. I guess that's a proper response here. Send archive. Sue. Hi, yes, I purchased Lamar's daily planner as I recall they were shipping. Okay, so this is me. Again, bad customer feedback. Review of the product. The problem here is that when it arrived to them, the stickers, the product was folded, right? So we went through the process of asking them what supplier say. Specifically, he said that he ordered for another supplier, right? I asked them what supplier did she had it from, so that we can take note of how their product are packaged. Okay, and then here what we do is we do the offer. Maybe we should actually do this as a template. Okay. Lauren. So this is the last email. Okay. So this one, the product didn't arrive. And Yeah. So for example, this one, the product didn't arrive. We sent them an email asking them that it should actually be resolved through Amazon, that it's outside of our control. But she still said that she still thinks it's unfair. So I mean, we can definitely fight this off. We're not really required to pay for this, because if we pay for this, we lose money here. If Amazon refunds it to them, we still get the amount. So in a sense, we actually lose money if we refund this directly to our customers. But for the sake of good customer service, uh, let's just re-explain it to him and practically probably just offer him the refund. I mean, in the long term, we may be able to measure if this is really bad policy for us. If we're really saying that we're spending too much on these kind of refunds, frivolous refunds. But in the short term, is one, we're not, and secondarily, the damage that a bad customer review would give us is, from our perspective, is still worth more than what we pay for refunding this. Because if these customer, for example, left a product review on the item, even if it's unfair, Amazon wouldn't remove it. So Amazon has this policy that all reviews there would stick. So in a sense, it's a lose-lose situation for us anyway. So might as well for this one, and also so that I can show you how the process works, might as well just issue a refund. So issuing a refund, as I mentioned earlier, all I have to do is click that, and wala, it's just the last 70 days. Okay, probably do last 90. Refresh. Okay, what's happening here? 2 days ago. This is from UK. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is from UK. Sorry, so I need to go to our UK account. Okay, orders, order ID, search. Okay, and then fund order. Fund full amount, and then submit to refund. Okay, so that's how refunds work. Let's do this, and then send us. Okay. Always apologize. Okay, set. And that's it. That actually is my, that finishes our emails, the emails that we need to process for today. Okay, so this can actually go fast, especially like I mentioned, most of the emails you receive are the delivery types. But even accounting for emails 2 and 3, it should probably not take more than 10 minutes of your day. But like I mentioned, the advantage that you can get, the price for the price that you have to pay, the reward that you get is very very high, which is the reason why this is one of the more critical tasks that we perform in maintaining and selling maintaining our Amazon account.